Today we hear from head cross-country coach Michael Dunn. Coach, you return a strong upperclassmen contributors. What do you expect from them?
I think each of our upperclassmen are definitely going to bring back, a sense of purpose and also journey at the same time. And by those two words, I mean purpose in a sense of kind of how we've done things and how we've been trying to build things forward and up. And at the same time, wanting to be able to build this group in not just numbers, obviously, but strength, I think, when it comes to quality of each of these individuals on the team. And so we're very much looking forward to what those kids can bring. A guy like Jake and Anderson, he's a multi-year captain. He's a guy that's been through before times of COVID and during times of COVID. And so it's nice to be able to have those upperclassmen on the team that are able to help out with, those scenarios and whatnot as we go into this year.
After not having a season in fall of 2020, do you consider your program to have 17 newcomers between both teams?
I would say between both of our teams this year for cross country, we don't have 17. No. For cross country, we definitely, I would say, have 12 newcomers to our program this year. And each of those individuals are going to be bringing something completely different to this program. Levels of intensity, their strengths and weaknesses are different, as well as like their experience.
With so much youth, what has been the biggest improvement from that group in your preseason?
I think during this first week and a half that we've had, we've definitely seen growth within the group together. The few upperclassmen that we do have, being able to get these kids to know each other, whether it's know each other outside of the team and what they're majoring in, know how each other runs hills versus flats, know how each other surges during different points of practices that we've done. So they've really been able to get to know each other, I think, both their running strengths as well as what they are as a person outside of the team too.
Your schedule features 3 Midwest meets before a race in Oregon. How did that race come together, and what is your goal with that competition?
I have always wanted this to be an opportunity for these student athletes to get a great experience for what they're involved in. And I know distance running became cool when it did, at the University of Oregon out in Eugene. And so Portland has become an incredible track and field cross-country town, city, and Eugene is Track Town USA. So when it comes to being able to get out there and give these kids an experience so they can learn really the history of running and hear about Steve Prefontaine and Bowerman and the founding of Nike and all that stuff, I mean, it's really in the lifeblood of the sport. Running spikes were designed by the coach at Oregon back in the day. So when it comes down to being able to learn that a waffle griddle designed the first pair of shoes for runners, that's something that's kind of cool to be able to go to that historic spot.
And then finally, how will you measure success this fall?
I think as this team is, very young and I think inexperienced when it comes to a regular season, because as we said, 12 newcomers, and then there's a handful of kids that haven't had a regular season. So it really is 17 newcomers, like you were saying. Being able to grow in the experiences we have a pretty tough schedule when it comes to the competition that we're facing throughout the year. Big meets. I mean, like I said, the smallest meet we're going to be at this year is our conference championship. So these kids are going to get some big gun experience right away. They're going to get, punched in the jaws, as teams will say. And I think that's going to be able to test them in a lot of different ways and prepare them for the future too, because this is a team that we have, nobody leaving this guys team for next year. We have one senior and we have one on both men's and women's side. So, we really don't have a lot leaving this team next year. And I think that's a huge plus when it comes to how well this team can grow together.